Hello and welcome back, and welcome to another three, but this is going to be three what I think are the best crystals to help deal with negativity or negative energy. We've got to talk a little bit about negative energy, about what it is, because it is quite a broad spectrum for what I believe or what I think negative energy can be. So negative energy can come from all of us. All of us can emit negative energy at some point, whether we're aware of it or not. A lot of the time it is given off in emotions, in the way that we react, in the way that we can speak to people, in the way that we perceive ourselves, the way that we perceive others. A negative thought or a negative aspect about a place, person, situation, that's all negative. So anything that's of a heavier energy that you are thinking about or aware of is a negative energy. But you might not be an overly negative person. However, there may be people around you that are, and that can affect you. It can have an effect on your energy, it can have an effect on your day. So when you go home, you may feel heavy, you may feel drained and not quite sure why you feel so exhausted. Sorry, I'm quite tired today. Why you feel so exhausted, and it could just be because you've been around people that have a lot of negative energy around them. There might just be negative people in general that don't really have a lot of positive stuff to say, and it can be draining on you, and it can be draining on your energy and your mental and emotional state as well. So we've got to be ready, we've got to be prepared, we've got to be aware of ways that we can deal with this. So I thought I'd talk about three of the best crystals or minerals or elements that I've found are really good at protecting, absorbing or deflecting negative energy from yourself or from others to keep you protected. So number one I'd like to talk about is black tourmaline. It's quite a small piece. I've got another one on here, a little bit bigger piece. I tend to wear this in a cage around my neck. But black tourmaline is extremely good for absorbing and protecting from negative energy. So although that you're wearing it, if there's any negative energy around you, then it will absorb it, it will soak it in. So what I would say about black tourmaline is it's something that needs to be cleansed quite regularly, because it will just soak it in. And I mean, it will keep soaking it in to an extent, but it becomes less, less powerful the more it absorbs, because it just becomes kind of drained. So it's a bit like us, if we think of ourselves as a crystal, which we are basically, then after so long we can only absorb so much, and we just become mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually just drained. So we've got to think about crystals the way that we think of ourselves. We've got to look at ways at which we can cleanse them, how we can look after them, how we can cleanse and clear them to shift any of this negative energy. So I tend to cleanse my crystals just with sage smoke or Palo Santo smoke. You can use salt, you can use rice, you can use running water, you can use visualization, you can use Reiki, you can use Reiki symbols, you can use a selenite bowl, which is what I use. I've got these here, so I've got 2 selenite bowls that I put my crystals in, and I keep chopping and changing them. But selenite's an amazing cleanser. It's a great one for almost amplifying energy as well, and it's a great way to connect to higher realms, to angelic energy. And selenite's also a good cleanser of negative energy. It doesn't protect as much, but it does good at cleansing and removing and shedding. So black tourmaline is something that needs to be I would say needs to be cleansed quite regularly, but other than that, it's extremely good at absorbing negative energy. It's also been used to protect against EMF and Wi-Fi signals, Wi-Fi frequencies, anything of that, because if you're working in an environment where there's a lot of computers, a lot of internet, a lot of that sort of stuff, tech stuff, then you will be absorbing that as well, and that's kind of a negative energy to us. It's foreign to our body, it's foreign to who we are, so we need to be aware of that as well. So if you can get a larger piece of black tourmaline and put it on a desk, put it somewhere near your work, somewhere if you're near to a Wi-Fi unit or anything like that, even if you put it in your home, then it'll help with that as well, to absorb that. But again, be aware that you need to cleanse it regularly and work with it. So number 1, black tourmaline. Number 2 for me is obsidian, black obsidian. You can get many different forms, but the black one I find is extremely earthing, it's extremely grounding, it's extremely protective of your energy. So when I wear or I have black tourmaline around me, or if I'm wearing it or if I'm holding it, I just feel so I just feel so just planted, really planted, and that planting of my energy is what protects us, because we're not kind of floating up here somewhere. We're rooted, we're grounded, we're working on our root chakra, working on our base chakra, and we're keeping ourselves planted and protected. And that's what I get from obsidian. Obsidian is it's pretty much, apart from the next one, obsidian is my go-to for use for negative energy and for stopping negative energy and blocking negative energy. It's kind of like the I watched a video a while back, and they described obsidian as kind of like the gatekeeper, and black obsidian will just stop anything that is not meant for you, not meant for your energy, not meant for your vibration. It will just stop it and it will just push it out, whereas the black tourmaline absorbs it and doesn't allow it to connect to you. The obsidian just hits it out and gets rid of it. So that's number 2. I have a piece of black obsidian actually that I had got a while ago from Paris, who runs Inner Earth Rock Shop, and I got like a wand, and that's above my front door, and that stops anything negative coming into the house. So it really is kind of like it's putting a bouncer on your front door, basically. Really powerful. And the third and final is Tektite. I've talked about Tektite before in lots of videos, short videos and longer videos on this channel, but Tektite, it basically it absorbs, but it transmutes the negative energy. So I feel that it never needs to be cleansed. I've never cleansed this before. I've never cleansed any of the I've got 2 Tektites, and I've never cleansed either of the black Tektites, and they've always been extremely powerful, extremely protective, and they also, a bit like the obsidian, they also stop any negative energy contacting you, connecting to you, getting anywhere near you, and it will transmute it and send it back to the person that is trying to send it. So especially if it's something like if you're a healer, if you're an energy worker, if you're a psychic medium, or you work with that sort of energy, anything that can come into your aura that is quite negative, that is quite heavy, that can be given to you via somebody else or via maybe negative entity, negative spirits, anything like that, then the Tektite is the thing to have, especially for healers, because if you're working with so many different people day in, day out, that all have so many different energies, especially if it's on a one-to-one basis, then having it around you will just keep you protected, keep you it's got a grounding energy to it as well, keep you grounded, keep you focused, and it'll just keep all that stuff at bay, and it will, like I say, it will send it back to where it came, because again, that energy isn't working for your highest good. It's not helping you in any way. So you need to have something around you, especially if you work in that sort of field, that will just give you the edge that you need to be able to deal with things. I've worn Tektite before in places where there has been negative people, there has been negative situations, and there has been, normally I'm quite diplomatic with what I say and how I say it and what I say to people, but I found when I've worn Tektite, I felt so protected, so grounded, and I know that the energy just isn't getting anywhere near me, that I will just say what I need to say, and I will just put it out there. And I've had to be quite careful. I've had to kind of like bite my tongue a couple of times and just rein it back in, because it's made, like I say, it's made me feel so protected, and at one and balanced and grounded, that I've had no fear to, and I can just say whatever I want. But obviously you have to be, in certain situations, you have to be diplomatic with what you say and how you put it out there. It's also really good for using over chakras. So if you're laying on your back, put it over your third eye, put it on your crown, put it on your throat. And if there's any negative energy actually on those chakras, you can place it on there, meditate with it, use mantras, use visualizations, whatever you want, and it will remove, transmute, and again, get rid of it. It will just blast it away. It will just get rid of it. So there's my 3 go-to crystals for protecting against negative energy. All right, I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to give me a bing, and also don't forget to subscribe to my channel. All right, bye for now.